Welcome back, dear viewers, and our first guest of the evening is Mr. Ahmad Alammar, sign language interpreter. Mr. Ahmad, good evening and welcome to Ya Hala Kuwait. It's really a pleasure to have you tonight with us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
It's really a pleasure, sir. So, could you please explain to us what is exactly the sign language?
Definitely. So, sign language is the way of communicating between the deaf community by using gestures, facial expressions, and also lips reading.
That's really great, and a lot of people, they wonder, they believe sometimes if you practice let's say the sign language, it's really can be something that you follow up to it, you exercise with it, and you get used to it, and you maintain your skills in sign language. But there is something our viewers, they don't know how many different types of sign languages exist. So what are the key differences between them, and tell us more about the existing sign languages, please.
Of course. So the sign language is considered to be as an accent. It differs from country to country, but if we speak about the GCC or the Gulf countries, it's approximately between 90 to 95 similarity.
That's
but
great.
if we go wider or further to the Arabic countries, then the similarity will decrease. But if we speak about European countries, American countries, Asian countries, each country has its own sign language depending on its culture.
And based on your experience, Mr. Ahmed, this long experience and skills, I believe also you can teach others the sign language. How can someone learn the sign language, and how do they get into the process if someone wants to learn the sign language, and also how do they know what best fits them regarding the region or environment? Or sometimes, let's say, some people, they are fluent in some specific language, for example, English or Chinese or any other language,
Yes.
but it's not their mother language. What do you recommend to them?
So the first advice that I would give is to learn the sign language from the deaf community, from a deaf person who is certified to teach this specific sign language. And let's take the Kuwaiti sign language, for example. Either from a deaf instructor who's certified to teach this Kuwaiti sign language, or from a hearing interpreter who is also certified to teach this sign language.
Exactly. Let's focus more on the hearing community and people in the hearing community. How important it is, or why it is important for them to know more about sign language, or let's say they must learn the basic sign language?
Indeed. So again, if we speak about the Kuwaiti sign language, the deaf people or the deaf community in Kuwait, they would prefer the Kuwaiti sign language because it's their own language. But there is also an international sign. It's not considered as a language because it's a mixture of language from several countries. So they call it international sign without the term language. This is used for communicating when you travel, when you meet someone who's not the same nationality as you are, or that speaks another sign language. But as the Kuwaiti sign language, we need to learn this language, because if we meet someone as a deaf person, we need to communicate with them in their own language, just like English and other languages.
Definitely. Ahmed, as you know, in our lovely country, Kuwait, we have a unique and beautiful accent. A lot of our dear brothers from the GCC countries and other Arab countries, they like our, mashallah, our accent and the way we talk. Now we feel curious also when it comes to sign language, and let's talk more about the Kuwaiti sign language.
Yes.
How it's different from other sign languages, and what makes it unique? Tell us more about it. We are really curious about it.
So what makes it unique is our culture. Just like our own accent, the speaking accent.
That's great.
So our accent is depending on our culture. This is exactly the same with the deaf community. They make their own signs depending on our culture, plus their own Kuwaiti deaf culture. This is what makes the Kuwaiti sign language and what makes it unique.
It's really special. Now I'm sure our dear viewers are curious to know. Did you notice any like anything special when it comes to the Kuwaiti sign language? Something you like, you prefer?
Actually, yes. if you see our speaking, it's a little bit fast. This is the same with the sign language. When you see the Kuwaitis, the deaf community in Kuwait, they always sign very fast. So you need to be, I'm not going to say an expert, but at least you need to be someone who's practiced this language to be able to understand fully the Kuwaiti deaf community, because their signs are always fast.
Well said, Ahmed. And we're wondering also, is there any specific programs or resources in Kuwait that support learning sign languages? And also, how accessible are they to the general public? Like, is it easy for anyone to go and apply, enjoy the programs, or it needs some specific requirements?
So the best places to learn the sign language are the certified Kuwaiti sign language places in Kuwait. One of them is Kuwait University, and we have several other places. So the way of registering or signing, it's very easy. You have two ways, either virtually or going by yourself.
Exactly.
Just to sign, pay the fees, and then they'll give you the whole schedule for the training course.
It's more reliable. It's
yes,
more reliable.
Definitely,
That's really good. Do they have specific dates, or it's open the whole year?
So each training course is a month and a half, between a month and a half and 2 months. So after each training course ends, they'll give you at least 2 weeks for the instructors to rest, and for the new trainees to have time to register for the new training course. So between each two training courses, you'll have approximately 2 to 3 weeks.
We're really thankful to you, Mr. Ahmed, this evening for sharing with us valuable information, interesting information regarding sign language. We would like to know, before we end this inspiring interview, what do you usually tell your students, your trainees, or people who are having the passion, enthusiasm to learn or join programs of sign language? What can you tell them at their start?
Always merge. Just merge with the deaf community, because this would be the best way to practice your sign language and to understand the deaf community and the deaf culture. If you understand the deaf culture, everything else will be easy.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed, for being this evening with us on Ya Hala Kuwait, and we wish you the best of luck with your noble quest and with your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. The viewers, we just had with us Mr. Ahmad Alammar, sign language interpreter. Let's go now to share with you our second report of the evening. It's about Qutayna Medical Museum. Let's have a look at it. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.